Good day, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another pour, and I am super excited to share with you my new epoxy pastes. So let's get started. My studio is literally covered in containers, jars, lids, messy cups of paints. So I had to clear some room, just this tiny little space, so that I can do stuff. Okay, so the first one I am very proud to introduce is this turquoise blue, which I have mixed myself, and I've got some in the container here, so I'm just going to use that. What I'm going to do first is put some we're using 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of resin in each color, in each cup. I'm so excited I can't even talk. Okay, here we go. Not sure if we're going to be working on a sort of negative space scenario or whatnot. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. So I've got a container here with some mixed paste, so I'm just going to scoop out some and put in one of the cups. Oh, just don't have that much left, so I might have to go to the jar. See how I go, because you don't need a lot. That's all I'm putting in there, but it is a tiny little cup. In it goes, and we're going to give it a stir and see how solid that color is, and if I need to, add some more resin to it or some more pigment to it. These pigment pastes, they mix super well. So that is already mixed, and it's a semi-opaque the way I did it, and you can add a little bit more. As you can see, that's really loose. You can add a little bit more to it if you want a darker color. So in with that one, just clean my hands. One thing about epoxy pastes, they are formulated especially for epoxy resin, and when you get some on your hands, be sure to wash your hands with soapy water. It'll come off. I just use an alcohol wipe and get them off my my gloves. And what's the next color that I'm going to be using is this beautiful deep purple, which I have named, let me just find it now. That's not it. They are also dark in color. See, they're very deep. It's hard to tell which is which. So I will be putting labels with colors on them, so that you can tell what's what. So I've got my purple now. I call this one Purple Rain, and actually my friend Laura helped me with that name, and I liked it. So in it goes, and I'm just going to give it a bit of a stir now. And that is a transparent. I only put a tiny little bit in there, but if you put more in there, it'll be more solid. So it depends on what you're doing, really. There's that one. Quite happy with that. You can usually tell if you kind of pull your stick with the paste, kind of, you see that? You can see it if it's transparent or not. Next color, just put the lids back on them, is going to be this lovely Sapphire Blue, and I've already got some in this little cup here when I was testing it before, so I'm just going to use what I've got in here, which is not a lot. Once again, I try to scrape up as much as I can, so in it goes. This should be pretty kind of deep. Just scrape your stick, your stirring stick, on the wall of your cup, and then kind of pick it up. So this is nice and transparent. Once again, If you add more, it'll be deeper. But I quite like this colour. It's gorgeous. Give it a good stir. And that's that one. And then another one is going to be this lovely Kelly green. I'm just going to make sure that I actually got the green and not the... Yep, I got it. It looks black. Stick. So just a little bit of this colour. That's how much I'm going to put in there. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more because I want it a little bit deeper, and pop it in there. These are 30-gram jars. They're actually 35-gram jars, and some of them I just fill them up to the rim, all of them. So some of them are 40 grams, some are 35 grams, so it's in between 35 and 40. I just don't like kind of packaging half full jars, you know. So here we go, there's that one. It's quite transparent as well. That's the way I wanted it. So, and I can add more to it to make it deeper. Now for the, I've got lots of resin left in here, so I might just grab a color and see what to do. And I know I would probably go for a white or you know, or a black or something like that to go with it, but I think I want to go red. So give me a second, I'm just going to grab my red and I'll be back. Okay, so I got my red. I named this red a sassy red, but my friend Laura thought I should just call it sexy red because it just looks so sexy. So let's go in here. It's some of that red. Actually, I want quite a bit of it. And a stick. Some of these pastes are thinner, some of them are thicker, but when you pick it up, kind of, you can twirl it a little bit until it stops dripping, and then you pop it in your cup. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough for here, so I'm just going to add a little bit more just to make it a real deep kind of colour in the end. And I've got more in this cup. This is going to be a little bit on a transparent side, I think. Let's see. And it also depends on your background. You know, if you're working on a white background, you want to make your colors much deeper. If you're working on a black background, it doesn't really matter because the colors will just naturally, you'll have that black behind it and it'll intensify the colors. So this is not as deep as I wanted it to be, but look at that. How pretty is that? Hope you can see. Hope you can see that, but if not, all good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these out of the way. I think I'm going to be doing some puddle pouring, but let's see. I just want to pour this red kind of oh bugger it, let's just do some white. Let's get some white in here. I've got white over there. Let's mix a little bit of white. Oh, I've got to go and grab a cup. Okay, so some resin going in here. So I'm not using any of my powders today. I'm just going to be playing with these pastes. So I've got some in here because I was playing earlier, and I'm just going to grab some of this white and just pop it in right in there. I'm going to make it nice and deep, nice and solid. There we go. See how easily that's mixing? Just beautiful. Okay, there we have it. So I've got that. I think we're just going to go ahead and just do what we do I'm going to keep a little bit of this clear because we're going to be doing the puddle pouring in the middle and having it out. What we're going to do is just pour some of this and see if I can spread it out. Even if I just have a little bit of a slippery kind of platform, even if it's thin, that's fine. It's really going to help. So I'm going to use my hand, make sure I clean my hands first, and then I will be ready to go. I need a clean alcohol wipe. These things are so useful. I don't know if you guys are using them, but I find them extremely useful just to clean your gloves, because like the amount of gloves that I go through, it's unbelievable. And alcohol, you know, it's okay to use with resin, so you're not doing anything wrong. So what I'm doing is, it's a real thin layer, and all I'm doing is just rubbing that kind of to get it in there. I just want to make sure that my paste will be able to slide easily, so I'm just creating a little bit of a slippery platform. And I hope you can see okay. I might have to put the light on because the daylight is kind of reaching to an end soon. But if I put the light on, it's going to create a glare and a shadow, which is not fun for you guys, I know, or me, because I don't like having shadows while I'm trying to work. Okay, so here we go, all done. Got my thing happening. So now just going to do a few different kind of puddles. Might not, should we do it in the middle? Okay, it's a bit boring just doing it in the middle, but okay, it's all good. Gonna start off with the red straight in the middle. It's gonna move for sure. Oh my goodness, look at that red. How gorgeous and luscious is that? When you give it that slippery platform, it just sort of spreads and mingles. If you don't, it's kind of big. It depends on what you're doing, really. And you've got to be strategic here. I'm not going to put my green in there. It's going to turn into a weird color. So I'm just going to put this lovely sapphire blue straight in there. And it's loving it at the moment. And then I'm going to put the green right inside there. Okay. This is my deep sea green. You can't really see it in there now because it's kind of blending in a little bit. And then we're going to go with the turquoise. This is quite a solid color. And I can go in with my white now, right in there. It's moving beautifully. And I want to put some of my beautiful purple rain right in there. It looks so dark, doesn't it? And what I do is, because my table, or my board rather, is tilting that way, I'm just going to put it over here and see what I can do. I haven't used any metallics in here. This is just a solid thing that I'm doing. I'm going to put a little bit of this red in the middle and open that up a little bit more. Okay, now some more of that beautiful sapphire right in there. And I'm going to keep some in the cups because I want to kind of have a bit of a backup plan in case I need to add some more, zhuzh it up a little bit, you know. So what I'm going to do now is, actually I'm going to torch it a little bit and then tilt it a little bit. So you can see these little things that are pulling in, they're actually bubbles. So bubbles are reacting, pulling this the pigment. Okay, that'll do. my gosh, where to put you now, because I've got no room here. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of tilting. Move it around a bit. See how it's moving easier now? And I might just go around a bit. So it's gone kind of out of the middle, which is fine. This is a simple painting that newbies can do. I've got to stand up. So I'm just kind of swirling it, just making that move, and you can already see some action over here in the turquoise. And just spinning around, just want to extend that a little bit. Of course, you can do this with just a couple of colors. You don't have to go through so many of them. As you're pushing and pulling and moving, there's a lot of stuff happening. Okay. Now I do have more pigment left, and that's fine. I'm just trying to stretch this. So what I'm doing is I'm just watching to see what this pigment does when it's being stretched. You can see here they're all little cells of the different pigments coming through, and the same over here. See that? So this is just one thing that you can create, and there's so many different other ways that you can create things, is by using force and heat, or you can just pour and just leave it as is. Now I just like to see how far I can stretch things. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there, and that to me looks already pretty. And my camera's already playing up. It's because I'm running out of space there, but look at all this stuff happening, guys. I'm going to hurry up so I don't lose everything. Wow, okay. That's pretty crazy right there, but I want to add some more of the red just on the edges, just make that kind of red there, and maybe okay, I'm gonna add some of this white. Wow, oh geez, I've got to show you. Got to show you the close-up of that. Can you see that? Yep, that just did it all by itself. I don't have any oils in here. I don't use oils. It just did it all by itself. I just had to wave to my mother. Just brought my little grandson out, and I could see him through the window, so I had to give him a little wave just to say hello. Am I still on? Oh, I'm so nervous that phone's going to switch off. Okay, just going around tidying up. I really don't want to mess any more with it because I quite like what this has done. So I just want to kind of tidy up this area here, and I might put the red there as well, and then I'm going to quickly just whip up another one, another painting, because I've got some left over, so I'll probably use a little canvas or something. All I'm doing it now is just adding some of this beautiful red, sexy red. To it, just to give it a little bit of contrast, so it looks like something is happening there. And you know what, guys, I know that I'm usually pretty bad at stopping, but I want to stop now because this here is crazy. But what I know, okay, so I just want to do some of my lines. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use another, or just whatever, can just do some lines. I think they kind of add a little bit of character and not disturb that you know, craziness that I have there. And this here looks a bit too deliberate, So I'm just going to kind of pull that in a little bit. And what you can also do is you can get a little bit of pigment on your thing, on your stick, and then pull that in as well, just to create something so it kind of breaks it up. And a little bit of this too. I just love that. I love that. Did I tell you I love that? Because I can't even express. And this is gonna keep developing. I'm gonna use my heat gun, just on a low speed, guys. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Not loving this here. I'm going to add some more red to it just to push that out. I just want it to be just pure red there on the edges, right there, like so. So that's what you can do, just go around and fix things as you go. I don't mind that tiny little bit of white there. It just looks like it belongs there. But this I don't like, so I'm just going to add some more. I'm actually not going real quick close up. Look at that, guys. You've seen me do this, and look at that. What the? Okay, here it is. Just looking at this here. Now I could have played with it a bit more, and I think it needs a little bit of metallic in there, just to kind of make it look even more special. But I can always do another coat over the top of this one with some clear and some metallic. But at the moment, I'm quite pleased with this. This is definitely my special area that I love. So I keep coming back to it. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think.